serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. When we learned about dangerous radon levels in our home, protecting our family became priority number one. We called Lifetime Radon Solutions, a local family-owned company we knew we could trust. Lifetime has certified technicians with first-class training and years of experience. They were in and out, installing a mitigation system in less than a day. Call my friends at Lifetime Radon today for a free home test. Lifetime Radon took care of our family. They'll do the same for you. Why risk it? Call Lifetime Radon Solutions today. LifetimeRadon.com.
The place to get caught up, to speak out, to connect and be entertained. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 7 o'clock, it's 31 degrees and cloudy in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jack Grau. The near-record warm temperatures this December are putting a damper on ice fishing.
The Wisconsin Interscholastic Fishing Association runs an ice fishing championship for its high school students that should be running qualifiers right now. President Ted Bondi tells WTMJ,
"We've already started to push those back a week."
That delay is because, well, there is no ice. Bondi says there was ice as recently as December 10th, and they're hoping for a quick refreeze.
The ice should be good a week after, but even that we'll have to see because it's ice fishing. We're going to have to push back until it's safe.
Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
And local ski hills are struggling to operate as well throughout one of the warmest Decembers on record in Wisconsin, but Wilmot Mountain remains committed to staying open. General Manager Chuck Randalls tells TMJ4 News.
The Midwest skier is a passionate and committed individual in general, and we've got folks that come out in the warm weather, in the rain, all the way through to a Midwest Powder Day.
Randall says if there's snow on the hill and the conditions are safe, they will stay open. And New York City is gearing up for its enormous New Year's Eve celebration on Sunday night. That includes a lot more security to protect the thousands in attendance for the ball drop in Times Square. CBS News correspondent Bradley Blackburn reports.
Happy New Year! On Friday in Times Square, they tested confetti, but other preparations for New Year's Eve are no joke. A law enforcement bulletin obtained by CBS News warns of a heightened threat of violence through the holidays. FBI officials say there are no known credible threats, but they have received thousands of tips in recent months with particular concerns about lone actors. Security officials keeping their eye on the ball while the world watches the one in Times Square. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
And it's the time of year to make New Year's resolutions, but they're often as easy to break as they are to make. Certified life coach at Red Baron Coaching, Carrie Balliet, tells WTMJ.
When we find ourselves where we have enough learning and we have the resources to get things done and we're still not doing it, that's what I like to call an inner resistance issue. And that means we're probably not doing it because we're afraid of something.
Balliet says making sure the resolution is something you want to do, not something you feel obligated to do, is helpful in keeping it. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 7:03.
This report's sponsored by Mr. Holland's Heating and Air Conditioning. Visit MrHollandsHeatingandAir.com.
Where did the time go? These trips around the sun whiz by faster and faster. And now, a new year is here. A new season is upon us. But it's more than just the winter season. We look forward to a new season of grace, peace, and civility. But we won't see a season of change until we change. Until we start listening instead of shouting. Until we see each other as allies and not adversaries. Until we put others first and our agendas last. Change starts with our words, our actions, and our hearts. Be grateful. Be present, be kind. Give a smile and a compliment. Donate time or money to a charity. Send an email praising excellent customer service. And never underestimate the power of saying please and thank you. Because yours may be the only one they hear today. Here's to the changing season. May it be change for the better. A holiday wish from Mr. Holland's Home Services.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Flimsy, feeble, flaccid.
That's how you can describe most pre-approval letters these days. Heck, a lot of big banks issue pre-approval letters using soft credit pulls instead of real credit reports. Do you really want to compete in today's still low inventory market with a soft credit pull and a pre-approval that's silent on 2 of the 3 critical elements of a mortgage approval? A rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from Accunet not only verifies your credit with a real credit report, we also verify your income and down payment, and then issue a letter with a $2,000 guarantee to back it up. And now, Accunet is issuing property-specific pre-approvals that often come with this sweet phrase: no appraisal required. That's right, Accunet may be able to issue your pre-approval at or above the seller's asking price without needing an appraisal. Today's home market is still a metaphorical knife fight. Your bank is offering you, well, a pocket knife. Accunet is Crocodile Dundee. Now that's a knife, mate. Click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
Time for a WTMJ sports update. Although it was a close game, the Milwaukee Bucks ended 2023 on a high note with a 119-111 win over the Cleveland Cavaliers. They'll ring in the new year with the Indiana Pacers coming to Milwaukee on New Year's Day with a 7 p.m. tip-off. Stay on WTMJ for all of your Bucks coverage. And the Green Bay Packers sit in a primetime slot this weekend, traveling for the Minnesota Vikings. Kickoff at 7:20 tomorrow night. The Packers are 7-8. They're third in the NFC North. Taking a look at your roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving. Time saver traffic. Nothing major across the Milwaukee traffic system right now. We're not seeing any major slowdowns or complications. Wherever you're driving to, it should be pretty simple to get there.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Veterans benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Tayback Law fights for those who fought for us. If you're a vet and have been wrongfully denied the VA benefits you're entitled to, call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast, a high of 40 today with some clouds increasing in the afternoon and a chance of snow showers this evening at a low of 29. On Sunday, snow showers come up to likely with the dusting up to 2 inches, a high of 35. On Monday, we'll start the year with a high of 35 and mostly sunny. On Tuesday, a high of 38 with sun, and on Wednesday, it'll be mostly cloudy with a high of 36. In Madison, you have temperatures of 22 degrees, and it's pretty clear. All the way up in Green Bay, 23 degrees with some clouds. In Waukesha, 25 degrees and partly cloudy. And right here in Milwaukee, 31 degrees and mostly cloudy. I'm Jack Grau, citing Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 7:07.
This is the Fix-It Show on WTMJ. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the hosts or guests, and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC. When it comes to home repairs, we could all use a guy. Well, we've got the guy, and we've got the show. For all your home improvement questions, we've got answers. This is the Fix-It Show on WTMJ, presented by J&B Construction and Siding Unlimited. Now, here's your host, Dayton Kane and David Nason.
Good morning to you. Thanks always to Siding Unlimited and J&B Construction. They've been partners for quite a while. We appreciate that. Good morning, David. How are you?
Good morning, Dayton. Good morning, everybody.
It is the last Saturday of 2023. Yes. Right. So we've asked Jack to sit in for just a couple extra minutes here. For not scurry off to the newsroom to look at more news, because we have something very important we're going to do today. So as people call in with their questions, now this is the call in only. You can't text in and get this. You call in, you ask your question, and then at the end of your question, once we've answered it, we will read your fortune. I have fortune cookies here. So we're going to predict 2024 for you when you call in.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to show you how this works with Jack. So Jack's a caller. He calls in. Do you
What's
have
your
a question,
Jack?
How would I fix the roof in my new apartment building if I have a leak, aside from just calling my landlord?
Yeah,
there you go.
Call your landlord. Put a bucket
call your landlord.
And a lot of duct tape. A lot of duct tape. They'd be really happy about that.
If a little caulk is good, a lot of caulk is better.
I like that. I like that. So now I've had all of my home improvement burning questions answered.
Yes.
So now I get to know what 24 is like.
We open up this. Okay, maybe I have to pre-open them before we go on.
You know, my older,
at least out of the wrapper.
They're radio host proof.
So we open the fortune cookie, and your fortune is If you want to learn Chinese, I have the word for headache. That's not a good
What are your
sign.
lucky numbers for the Powerball tonight?
Well, this isn't very great either.
Oh, great.
Any day above ground is a good day.
I guess the optimism is really,
Right?
really nice,
So-
if nothing else.
Good thing we don't have a subterranean subway here. You don't want to go underground.
No underground trains
Yeah,
or
so
anything
the hop
like
is
that.
above ground. So so stay above ground.
I'll try to remember that.
All right, so that's how we're
going to
roll. And then, do I have to eat all these? Because they can't eat them through the phone.
I don't want any.
All right, so then they go in the garbage. All right. So that's how it works. You call in, you ask your question, we open, and we look at your fortune for 2024. The Old National Bank talk and text line is 855-616-1620. So go Godspeed with that. I don't know what it means.
Thank you so much.
Just stay above ground. Stay above ground. So let's get into the real show.
Sure.
That's how it's going to work. Last week, we kept teasing. Thank you, Jack.
Yes.
You kept teasing these books that you had brought with, and we never got to them. So let's start the show this week with them. What do you have over there?
So I've talked about somebody that I refer to a fair amount in some of the inspections that I do, whether it's construction or mostly moisture intrusion stuff and everything. Guy's name is Joe Steebrook, and if you look him up, you got to make sure you spell his last name correctly because there's an L at the beginning and it's silent.
L.
So it's Joe Steebrook. Last name is Lstiburek. He is the principal at a company out east called, I should have had this, Building Science Corporation.
Okay.
And he is generally considered like the guru, the man when it comes to cold climate construction, moisture intrusion, building energy efficient homes, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So I have a book here. I'm holding it up for anybody who's live streaming. It's called Cold Climates, Details for Design and Construction in Cold Climates. He's got some great diagrams and things in it, similar to Tom's book. Tom's book, How
Which
to
I brought
Operate
in
Your
today,
Home,
by the way.
Yeah, is mostly about how, like it says, how to operate your home, all the systems in your home. But Joe's book is basically, if you're a contractor, this is a great handbook. If you're a homeowner, maybe you're building a home and you really want to know, you don't have to necessarily buy the book, but you can go to their website, Building Science Corporation, and he puts out a lot of articles for free on their website. If you're interested, I get a newsletter from them occasionally.
I signed up for it now. You gave me that info.
Where you get some of his articles. So that's a really good book. And then another one from him is called the Moisture Control Handbook. Again, it's all about, this is more directly at...
We could have used that for Jack's question. How do I stop the leak in my roof?
Exactly. So this is all about moisture. The other one that I had a couple weeks ago, does your house need to breathe, or does it? Similar kind of thing. And that one, his name's Allison Bales. He's a colleague, essentially, of Joe. So these are a couple guys that, like I said, I really look to if I got a question about something, how should that be detailed, how should that be installed, that kind of thing. So they're really on the cutting edge of that.
By the way, you're not getting paid for these testimonies.
No.
Do you think that they just screwed up at the hospital and his name was supposed to be Joel Steebrook and they put the space in the wrong spot?
It is Joseph.
Okay.
So
all right.
yeah, probably not. Joe. I don't know what.
A silent L. I don't know that I've ever heard that before.
Where does that come from? The Eastern Europe, maybe, or something like that.
Maybe.
And then I brought a couple other ones. These are from the Journal of Light Construction. I mentioned them recently. The Journal of Light Construction. Like a lot of things, that was a magazine. They might still be available, but everything's going, digital now.
Have you read all of these books cover to cover?
Not cover to cover.
Okay.
I'll look for what I'm looking for. Okay, yeah, then and get some information. So I have one, the Troubleshooting Guide to Residential Construction. And
that's a good one.
Yeah, and then the JLC Guide to Moisture Control. So there's kind of a theme here. Troubleshooting, moisture issues. The certifications that I've gone out and gotten are building envelope, EIFS inspection, stone veneer. This is all exterior stuff. What I'm really interested. We're going on a trip here in a week or so.
Yep.
Up to see Certainteed
Shingle Factory.
I'm really interested in the exterior of the house. That's where, in our climate here in Wisconsin, that's where we seem to have the biggest issues that cause other problems. And so we got to get that right. You got to get your roof right. You got to get your siding right. You got to get your windows installation right and all that stuff, because that's they're like I just said, that's where your problems are.
And if you're not right, we're here to help.
Yeah, right.
That's what the show is about.
Exactly.
We do need to take a break. The Old National Bank talk and text line, 855-616-1620. If you call in with questions, we'll also give you a 2024 fortune.
Right.
So make sure you get in. It is the Fix It Show on WTMJ. Good morning.
While you rest on the weekends, we work for you. Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins. The latest in news.
Former Attorney General Bill Barr, do you believe Donald Trump is fit to be president?
Entertainment.
Matt Miller from OnMilwaukee.com.
I cried in this Godzilla movie. I cried
No, you
3 times. I did.
And more.
The top 10 most dangerous Christmas songs to drive to this holiday season.
Every Sunday morning starting at 8 on WTMJ.
Home is where the heart is. Family meals, laughter, and warm memories. As your local contractor that's been around for 40 years, J&J Contractors has been helping families create new memories for generations to come by reimagining your kitchen space for baking holiday cookies with the family or opening up your lower level for friend and neighbor entertainment. Whatever the project is, J&J Contractors does it with top-of-the-line craftsmanship. Just Google J&J Contractors to see their reviews for impeccable work and outstanding communication.
Welcome back to Ask Hassellus.
If a tree falls in the forest, but nobody's around to hear it, does it make a sound?
If you go to Hassellus Mattress, but there are no employees, do you still get a free box spring with the purchase of a new Beauty Rest, Sealy Posturepedic, or Serta Perfect Sleeper now through Monday, or take an equal amount off an adjustable base?
Huh?
The answer is yes.
But does it make a sound?
A box spring? Of course not.
I give up.
Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you at hassellus.com.
Ring in the new year at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. It's going to be a great time. Gaming, bars, food, a hotel, all under one roof. What more could you ask for? I'm joined today by Sarah Neubauer from Potawatomi Casino Hotel. We're talking New Year's Eve, we're talking New Year's Day, and we're talking January promotions, Sarah.
Hi, yes. So on New Year's Eve, we'll have live DJs starting at 10 p.m. at Bar 360 and at the promotion stage. And if you're looking for live entertainment, head over to Rock and Brews from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. on New Year's Eve and visit any bar at Potawatomi Casino and grab your complimentary glass of champagne to toast at midnight.
I love this idea of being able to spend the entire evening for New Year's Eve at Potawatomi Casino Hotel and then staying at the hotel so you don't have to drive anywhere. I know it's the perfect place to go for that holiday. It sounds like it's the perfect place to go for Bloody Marys and brunch lovers, too.
Yes, we have a Rockin' New Year's brunch at Rock and Brews on January 1st with an $8 Bloody Mary special starting at 9 a.m. And at Canal Street Cafe, we're having a brunch buffet with a Bloody Mary bar, just $25 a person on New Year's Day from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And last but not least, on New Year's Day, champagne brunch at Dream Dance Steakhouse. Take advantage of this opportunity for a fine dining brunch experience from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. This elegant brunch features a complimentary glass of champagne paired with 3 courses, a dessert, and your choice of entree. I mean, the first course is a chilled seafood. It has shrimp, lobster claws, king crab salad, Bloody Mary cocktail sauce, and it just gets better from there.
Amazing brunches happening at Potawatomi, and so are the promotions. What is going on in January, Sarah?
Yeah, so you could play free all year in 2024. Each Thursday in January, you could win a grand prize of $2,024 in reward play each month for an entire year, or you can take home $15,000 in a cash prize. For drawing entries, just earn points by using your club card January 1st to the 25th, and there will be over 40 total winners chosen each Thursday.
That sounds like a great deal. Where can everyone go to learn more?
Paysbig.com.
Paysbig.com.
The Fix-It Show with Dayton Kane and David Nason on WTMJ.
Good morning to you. I'm Dayton. That's David. The Old National Bank talk and text line is 855-616-1620. No guests this hour, so we'll take any questions that you have, including this one. I love it. Why don't you read through that?
Yeah, so and I think this was, well, we'll get into it here. I went to see Chevy Chase and watch Christmas Vacation for the 100th time at the Riverside on Thursday. I think, wasn't there an orchestra? This is one of those where you watch the movie and the orchestra is playing the music live.
With Christmas Vacation?
I thought it was. I may be wrong, but I thought that's what it was. I cringe when I see Clark Griswold stapling Christmas lights to the shingles on the roof. What are your reactions? Well, obviously it's not the best idea.
I guarantee your warranty won't uphold if they see those holes all over the roof.
So
Technically, though, it probably wouldn't protrude far enough that it's going to cause a problem.
That's kind of where I'm going. We are not condoning this. No. Absolutely not.
No, not at all.
First of all, if you're not comfortable, stay off your roof.
Yeah.
Don't go up on your roof if it's not something you do on a regular basis, and understand how to walk on a roof. And
honestly,
carefully get from the. This is probably the biggest thing. Carefully get from the ladder to the roof.
That's my scariest part of going on someone's roof.
And then also from the roof back to the ladder.
Actually, that's the scariest part. Getting back down is a lot scarier than getting
coming
up.
over the edge onto the ladder. So anyway, stay off your roof.
Yeah.
Number one. Stapling, obviously, I think doesn't he staple through the wires in a couple instances and he gets shocked?
Stapled everywhere.
So you don't want to be you never really want to staple, whether it's on your roof or anywhere in your house. You really shouldn't be stapling like an extension cord down in your basement to a wall or something. I call that out on inspections. An extension cord is a one-time use, basically a temporary use. You use it for whatever you're doing, and when you're done, you put it away. So extension, I know we all do it. You got extension cords run somewhere.
I immediately think of my dehumidifier in the basement.
You really should, if you're going to have something plugged in on
all the time,
permanent basis or all the time, it really should have an outlet installed there.
Okay.
So
run the conduit, get the electricity where you need it.
Especially something that's permanently installed. Your garage door openers, there should be an outlet right there within reach of the cord that's on the opener. Some pumps. What else? A dehumidifier, you can move it around, so you should be able to get to an outlet. But basically, anything installed permanently. So back to the question here, it would probably void the warranty on the shingles.
I would assume it would. But plus, you're going to be knocking off the granules. You're going to be the less you can be on your roof, the better.
Right.
I mean, really, in reality, because you're not messing with those granules and stamping down on them. If it's too hot, you're squishing the tar. Mm-hmm. If it's too cold, you have a chance of cracking stuff. Yeah. So
I saw a roof earlier this week where I was told it was from 2013, so 10 years old. Yeah. Not bad. But they had just rebuilt the chimney. And, of course, right around the chimney, all the granules, you could see it was a grayish roof. But right around the chimney, it was more black because they wore the granules off. And I don't know if that's an inevitability. Even if you put tarps down or something, you're still rubbing on the roof. So it's just something that does happen. You got to really, keep an eye on that kind of thing. But, don't staple anything to your roof. Even I'm personally not a big fan of those electric cables, and I realize sometimes you got to use them, but usually those clip onto the shingles.
Correct.
They just kind of clip on.
Yeah. So. Great question, though. That was fun. I like it. 855-616-1620, the Old National Bank talk and text line. If you call in instead of texting in, we'll give you your fortune this week on the show because this is the last Saturday of 2023, so let's launch into 2024. Dayton and David on WTMJ.
Just like most cars and trucks can't run without oil, no person can function without food. That's why, through the end of February, the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee is contributing $1 from every oil change to Feeding America Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 13 years, Adam has provided more than 2.4 million meals to people in southeastern Wisconsin. And now, the need is greater than ever. Find a participating Adam dealer near you at adamm.com.
What's keeping you up at night? That dripping sound in the attic? The check engine light? Maybe work stress? Or is it a general unrest over the state of your finances? Today's headlines don't help. It could be the nagging feeling that your investment partner isn't really a partner at all. They may be operating in someone's best interest, but that someone isn't you. It's time for Annex Wealth Management. It's time for a top-to-bottom analysis of what you've got and where you're going. It's easy and there's no obligation. Seriously, head to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button. Do that and our investment, planning, tax, and estate teams swing into action. What's next is clear thinking from Annex that produces sound recommendations. And unlike others, we work in your best interest as a fiduciary. That commitment runs so deep, we put it in writing for every client. Does your advisor do that? Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management. Start at annexwealth.com.
Ho, ho,
ho, I need a window.
Baby, it's cold outside.
So where do I go? Ho, ho.
Come on, Santa. Go to Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Now is the time to replace your leaky windows and doors. You and Mrs. Claus can get your new windows while putting no money down, no payments, and no interest for up to 18 months. Unwrap this gift now, but pay for it later.
More jingle that stays in my pocket.
That's right, Santa. Plus, our elves install year-round and in as little as one day. Pella offers lines in luxurious wood to fiberglass and vinyl.
Why not make a New Year's resolution today?
That's the spirit, Santa.
Pella now, pay later.
Absolutely. Put no money down, no payments, and no interest for up to 18 months. But you have to hurry. Offer ends December 31st. Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 12/31/2023.
WTMJ's The Fix-It Show with David Nason and Dayton Kane.
Good morning to you. We appreciate you listening this fine Saturday. It is the last Saturday, December 30th. 2023, and we have your fortune raring to go. If you call in, we'll open up a fortune cookie and tell you what 2024 has in store. But otherwise, we're talking because there's no guest today. Right. We did get a question. You were approached by somebody off the air, and they had a question about?
Really about working with contractors.
Okay.
And so a lot of people in the last few years, remodeling, improving your home has become a big thing. Ever since COVID, it really is like, okay, we're staying in place.
And the high interest rates have kept people in their home instead of buying a new home.
Right. Well, the low interest rates for a while were allowing people to borrow money. Right. But now it's keeping them, or the high home prices.
Right.
Also. So working with a contractor, kind of the big picture really of, okay, I want to remodel my home, or I want to have my roof done, or have windows installed, or whatever you're doing. You really have to do a little bit of homework on who you're selecting. I would say obviously, but of course anybody that we're having on our show here, I think is a good contractor that you can start with. You want to look at Better Business Bureau, check referrals and things like that, Google reviews, that kind of thing, and see who you're picking. So just get a general feel for who you're selecting. The NARI show coming up, that's a good place to go. But I think, like you mentioned last week, that it's already into February, and if you're wanting to get something done early in the year, you probably need to be looking right now.
Right.
So, and it's always been, you don't want to have 10 roofing companies come to your house.
2 to 3.
You're going to get just overwhelmed with different opinions, different products, and which is great. So pick 2 to 3 really, and get a good. And then, like I said, it's not just roofing, but remodeling. Whether you're doing bathroom remodel, kitchen remodel, get a good feel for somebody, and have them come out, make their proposals, their pitch on their company, kind of thing. And if I were doing this, and then I would, based on that, then I'd pick somebody. And now you get into the details with them. Don't get so far into everything. You're using, the reality, what it comes down to is you're taking a lot of person's time if you're not going to work with them. Ultimately, if you're going to sign their contract. So I would say just be respectful of their time too.
As a sales guy in that process, I do want to go into details because that's what makes us different.
Okay.
So I do want to tell you why we do this, how we do this, when we can do this, all those pieces of otherwise it just comes down to price.
That's true.
And just looking at a number isn't always the best solution.
Yeah.
You don't I often hear, well, you guys were right in the middle. That's why we chose you. Well, great. I'm glad we're working with you. You're going to be very happy with our service and what we do, but if that's the only reason, I guess I don't feel I did my job properly to tell you why you should choose me and what we do versus the other people.
Yeah.
So as the guy there, I'll spend 3 hours with you if you want and explain everything we do. That's on your comfort level. But if you just get numbers and take a price,
and I don't think that's, maybe I presented that wrong. I was thinking more what I had done in the past with remodeling work doing design and remodeling work, there's a fair amount of time that goes into.
I see what you're saying when it comes to planning and doing designs.
Designs.
Okay,
yes,
gotcha.
right.
That makes sense.
So, and then not to take anything away from what you're doing, but there's really not much. You're not designing somebody's roof,
right? Or their siding. Even you can pick colors out, but you're not necessarily.
You have to spend a little time on explaining what you're doing, the process, and everything like that.
I see where you're going.
But you're not doing a set of plans or design, which I had done before, where you got to measure their house. Okay, where are we putting the addition? What do you want in the addition? You're not going to start going into and selecting all the
hardware and all that.
If you're putting a bathroom in the addition, what are your fixtures and things like that? You're not going to get that deep.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Before you decide who you're going to work with.
Makes sense.
But yes, definitely what you're doing.
And you told one of our listeners this the other week. Go with who you feel comfortable with when they're in your house, because you're going to be dealing with them through that whole process.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't feel comfortable, you get a weird feeling from somebody and don't think you can interact with them.
Right.
That's a flag that you may want to consider when you're looking at your contractor. Mm-hmm. So great stuff. What I want to talk about when we come back is when you've signed the contract, they're coming to your home to do the project. How do you interact at that point? So let's talk through that when we come back as well. It is a Fix-It Show. 855-616-1620 is the Old National Bank talk and text line. We have some texts coming in as well, so we'll get to that. But also, if you call in, we'll give you your fortune for 2024. I've got the cookies right in front of me. But now we take a break. Go over to the WTMJ Breaking News Center with Jack Grau. Good morning, Jack.
Good morning. Thanks so much for throwing it over to the news. Republican lawmakers are asking the Wisconsin Supreme Court to stay and reconsider its finding that the state's legislative district boundaries are unconstitutional. Attorneys representing some of those lawmakers filed a motion with the court Thursday saying they can't meet the court's January 12th deadline for new maps. They also argue the court didn't listen to their arguments in the case and didn't give them a chance to respond to the deadline for new boundaries. They asked the court to stay all proceedings until it decides on the motion. Democrats filed a lawsuit in August arguing the maps are unconstitutional and give the GOP an unfair advantage. They filed the action a day after Justice Janet Protasewicz was sworn in and the court flipped to a liberal majority. And friendly reminder, you'll see higher sales tax in the city of Milwaukee and Milwaukee County starting this Monday. In July, the Milwaukee County Board and Common Council approved a sales tax increase to avoid cutting social programs for residents. Sales tax in the city of Milwaukee will increase by 2%, and it'll increase 0.9% in Milwaukee County. The most significant impacts will be felt on large purchases. A new car could cost an extra $1,000 or more. Taking a look at your roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. Nothing major, but one spot that we're keeping an eye on I-94 East at the ramp from Mitchell Boulevard. That left lane is blocked due to a crash, so definitely keep an eye on that if you're driving on I-94 East this morning.
Traffic is sponsored by Angela Calais and Benefit Realty.
At Benefit Realty, pay only 3.5 to 3.9% real estate commission and get all the service that you should. Benefit Realty, you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast, a high of 40 today with more clouds in the afternoon and a chance of snow showers this evening and a low of 29. Snow showers get likely tomorrow, up to 2 inches with a high of 35. On Monday, a high of 35 and mostly sunny, up to 38 on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, a high of 36 and mostly cloudy. I'm Jack Grau, citing Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 7:33.
This report sponsored by Mr. Holland's Heating and Air Conditioning. Visit MrHollandsHeatingandAir.com.
'Tis the season for candy canes and stopped-up drains, for holiday wishes and electrical glitches, for gingerbread baking and furnaces breaking. Hi, this is Santa Steve. If you suddenly discover that your pipes, power, and heat are on the naughty list, call Mr. Holland's Home Services. Our proficient plumbers can locate and unplug the stoppage that's scrooging up your drain. Our efficient electricians can install a whole house backup generator to keep the tree twinkling when Jack Frost turns out the lights. And our holly jolly heating and air techs can fix your faulty furnace faster than you can re-gift a fruitcake. Don't let an outage, stoppage, or floppage grinch up your holiday plans. Trust Mr. Holland's Home Services to keep your water flowing, your heat blowing, and your power glowing. Call 866-992-1717 or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. If you want to keep your furnace, plumbing, and electric working in a winter wonderland, we can help.
Set your independence in motion. It starts with PACE at Community Care. The program of all-inclusive care for the elderly, also known as PACE, offers complete medical and long-term care services. A team of dedicated healthcare professionals coordinates all aspects of care to support independent living as long as possible. Learn more about a community that cares. Visit joinpacewi.com or call 833-900-PACE. That's joinpacewi.com or call 833-900-PACE.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, farm is in our name, so you know we're animal experts, offering the quality pet food, supplies, and advice you need for healthy, happy pets. Right now, get a free $20 Blaine's gift card with $100 spent on Hill's Science Diet dog or cat food, 20% off select pet dental care and treats, 40-pound bags of Blaine's brand black oil sunflower seed, $21.99. Plus, fill your pet and animal prescriptions online at blainesrx.com. Our stores will be closed on New Year's Day, but farmandfleet.com is always open.
More of your questions next. It's the Fix It Show on WTMJ.
Good morning. The Old National Bank talking text line 855-616-1620. Expect increasing clouds and a high of 40 today. Some snow coming in tonight into tomorrow, about 2 inches at the most, so not threatening necessarily, but finally some snow.
Finally some snow in December.
Yeah. So a couple of texts came in addressing some things we talked about. The first one was the Chevy Chase Christmas Vacation.
He was actually there.
He was there. So at the Riverside, they did a screening of Christmas Vacation, and then Chevy Chase, his wife, and a moderator did it afterwards. They did a Q&A. We're doing the same thing with Say Anything and John Cusack in March, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. So we watched the movie. Afterwards, we get to ask him questions. I kind of want to watch the movie ahead of time so I can get some questions ready and know. Sure. But so we're doing that. That should be fun. Another one here said, we have a sunroom attached to our kitchen and it's leaking at the ceiling. We have two different recommendations. How do we know which one is correct? And this kind of ties into what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
So what do you do there?
So they've gotten two recommendations. They're different. So it's probably a good idea to get a third.
That's where having three pays
and seeing if two of them agree with each other, and then you'd probably go with that method. Most likely it's leaking where the sunroom's attached to the house.
Typically,
so that attachment, the flashing issue, without seeing the house and everything, that's the first thing that comes to my mind is a flashing issue. Possibly, usually they get the connection where the slope of the roof goes to the house, the vertical wall. That's pretty good. If I were throwing darts at ideas here, I'm going to say it's where if there's a gutter on that and an overhang, a soffit, an overhang where it butts up to the house, they didn't put any kick out flashing. I'm not seeing it or anything, but that is a perennial problem. Kick out flashing is a little piece of flashing right above a gutter where it butts up to the wall, vertical wall, and actually in the definition of a kick-out flashing is a flashing to divert water onto the roof or in the gutter. So there doesn't have to be a gutter there, and you still should have a kick-out flashing when a roof edge or an overhang butts up with that vertical wall. And if you got staining going down the wall on your siding or stone or brick or something there where that butts up, you probably have some water getting in that wall.
Yeah. Second part of that text was, can you recommend a drywall company as part of this? And CertaPro painters, they do that. So
because you're probably looking at a repair company versus somebody who's coming in to do your whole house or whole addition. So definitely CertaPro would be a good company to do that. Okay. And then they could help you out with the painting if you wanted them to.
So once they get there, once your contractor gets to your house, you sign the contract, they're doing the job, they're at your house. What does that interaction look like for a customer? What should they do? What shouldn't they do?
So
what do you think on that?
The number one thing is communication.
Okay.
That I'm on the ethics board for NARI. I'm a member of NARI. And what we see a lot is communication breaks down in these projects. So you want to make sure, and I know where you're going, but first of all, communication. You want to, because that's the beginning of all this. You want to have a good line of communication with your contract. How are you communicating? Is it by phone calls or text, emails, notes on the kitchen table? If it's a longer project kind of thing, where are the contractors going to be setting up their tools? Where are they going to be delivering materials? What you really should have, again, maybe on a little longer project, but it's still maybe on a window siding replacement. You're there a few days at least. Yep. A pre-construction meeting, some kind of short meeting or your phone call at least, is where is all this going to happen? Where I'm living in my house, how is this impacting my life?
Yep.
Are the guys needing to store things in my garage out of the weather? Where are they going to the bathroom during the day? As a homeowner, you have to decide, do you have maybe a half bathroom that's really accessible right off a garage entrance that you're willing to allow them to walk in without maybe taking their shoes off every time, where you can put some floor protector down, whether it's plastic or thin sheets of plywood or something, they can walk in and use the bathroom? Or are you requiring them to go off site?
Right. And that's fair, by the way. If you don't want them using your bathroom, that's fair.
You got to address it.
Yep.
The other thing.
So what I do when I go the first day, start of install, so my crew has all my notes and pictures and everything, but I go to the job site to have that pre-construction conference with the owner and my lead, right? Okay, we're here. Here's what's going to happen. At the end of the day, our guys are pretty easy to talk to. So if you have questions, feel free to ask, but try to stay out of their way as much as possible. They're pros. They do this every day. Kind of let them do their job, and they'll do it right. Trust that they're doing it right, because they do it day in and day out. And
if you
start getting a weird feeling and you start seeing things, then maybe pay a little more attention. That doesn't seem right. But
if you can restrain yourself from setting up your lawn chair, and just literally sitting there watching them. Most guys who are in construction, with crews, I want to say necessarily guys, but just crews, having somebody watch them all day long is a little uncomfortable. For you to be around and checking in, hey, how's it going? And that's fine, but camping out,
right?
And watching
think about that in any job.
Yeah.
If you had somebody staring over your shoulder while you're doing your job, that would be very uncomfortable.
Yeah. It's like driving. Most people, if you're driving, you're pretty comfortable driving. But as soon as there's a police car behind you, and they're not,
or your wife's in the seat next to you,
more so the police. But you're like, okay, am I doing everything right? Have I found the speed limit? And you're just nervous, and you're like, oh, did I do that right? Oh, I didn't put my turn signal on or something like that. So exactly. You just don't want to be, you don't want to hover under that microscope.
Check in, look once in a while. Right. Don't hover necessarily, but ask the question. If you do seriously have a question, is why are you doing that?
Right.
Feel free to ask. That they should answer. They're there working on your home.
Right.
But for the most part, like I said, these guys are doing this day in, day out. Right. They're professionals. If you've got the right company.
Yeah. One more thing I wanted to add too is this during this pre-construction or even sooner is figure out if you're getting a dumpster. Maybe where is that going? Also, be prepared. Are you willing to allow a big, heavy truck drive on your driveway? Because most contractors, and I'm not sure about their contract, specifically says we're not responsible for cracks in your driveway or something like that. We're not going to repair that. And my personal opinion, I have a 22-year-old concrete driveway with not a single crack in it.
Nice.
I'm not going to let a big truck drive on my driveway.
So
if
your
I
dumpster's going to be in the street.
Yeah. In my case, and if that affects the cost of my redoing my roof, I am going to deal with that. But I'm not going to allow somebody to crack my driveway. But so you have to deal with that, just to make sure that you understand that if you weren't expecting that, and then you maybe go to work and you come home and there's this big dumpster in your driveway or something. It comes down to communication.
Yeah. That's again part of our question at contract signing.
Right.
We're going to have a dumpster.
Yeah. We're going to stage
Where do you want
materials.
this dumpster put?
things like that.
Yeah, exactly. Good stuff. Well, thanks. I'm glad that woman walked up and asked you that question.
Right. And I got a couple. If we can, we can talk about a few more things.
We do have a couple texts to get to when we get back. The Old National Bank talk and text line is 855-616-1620. Dayton Kane and David Nason here. Isaac back in the producer's studio. Thanks for listening to The Fix-It Show on WTMJ.
Welcome back to Ask Hassleus.
If a tree falls in the forest, but nobody's around to hear it, does it make a sound?
If you go to Hassleus Mattress, but there are no employees, do you still get a free box spring with the purchase of a new Beauty Rest, Sealy Posturepedic, or Serta Perfect Sleeper now through Monday, or take an equal amount off an adjustable base?
Huh?
The answer is yes.
But does it make a sound?
A box spring? Of course not.
I give up.
Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you at hassleus.com.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Chris and Tim closed their first loan with Accunet $116,000 ago in terms of the median sales price in southeastern Wisconsin. We helped their daughter buy a home earlier this year, and now we're helping them buy their retirement condo. We're told there were 3 offers, 2 cash offers, and Chris and Tim's offer backed up by an Accunet rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval. All 3 offers were probably over the asking price, but we're surmising Chris and Tim's offer was the highest because when the sellers asked the listing broker if they could count on the offer with the pre-approval letter, the answer was simply, Accunet really does their homework. It's not easy to beat a cash offer over the asking price, but that's exactly what Tim and Chris did with some help from their trusted family mortgage lender. If you don't think the lender's name on your pre-approval letter matters, think again. It's still a seller's market in the Badger State, so click on the blue button at Accunet.com today to get started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval. That's ACCUNET.com.
Get your game on at the Island Resort and Casino with first-round picks of your favorite slots and table games. Watch your team compete on big screens in Team McSee's Sports Bar or the Sports Illustrated Sportsbook Room. Yes, you can bet the spread, parlays, futures, and more with Sports Illustrated Sportsbook at Island Resort and Casino. Your place to bet on sports. To book a game-time getaway at the Island, call 800-682-6040 today.
A great window is only as good as the crew that's installing it, and that's exactly why you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Hey there, Eric Bilstad for Tri-County Contracting. Yes, I know it's the winter time, but the time is now to be thinking about next spring and your roof. Don't forget, Tri-County Contracting has the worry-free roof tune-up. You can schedule it now. Get it on the books. Make sure your roof is good to go next spring. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com is the website, or call 262-679-6100. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. That's Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
Hi, this is Wayne Larrabee, the voice of Green Bay football. You know, fans count on me to make the right call every time, and I can continue to do that thanks to Summit Eye Care of Wisconsin. When my vision began to drift, my eye doctor said Summit Eye Care was the best place to go. Using the latest adjustable implants, the doctors at Summit were able to fine-tune my vision. In fact, my vision is now the best it's ever been. Summit Eye Care was the right call to help me see all the action on game days.
To schedule an appointment at one of their locations, visit summitiwi.com. Need advice? Call 855-616-1620. Our expert home inspector is here to help. It's the Fix-It Show on WTMJ.
Indeed it is. Dayton and David here. The Old National Bank talk and text line is 855-616-1620. Let's go right to the text line. I have a 2-year-old house and plan to finish part of the basement with drywall, LVP flooring, etc. To save money, I'd like to paint the ceiling white using a sprayer. Are there any potential issues I should be aware of? For example, is it okay to paint the heat ducts and cold air returns, the electrical wiring, PEX water lines, etc.?
There really shouldn't be any issues. Some of the plastic things, the PEX lines, may not take the paint as well. Or what you would probably want to look into is using a paint that adheres to the plastic better, because it definitely will stick to the wood.
Right.
Whatever you're using, just about any kind of paint's going to stick to wood, the joists and subfloor.
Sure.
But in a new house, there shouldn't be a whole lot of dust and dirt there yet. But what you might consider doing, and anybody's listening who's thinking about doing if they have an older house, is if you're doing some construction and all this, it's going to be dusty down there. What I would probably do is get a compressor with a spray attachment and air, and just go around and blow off everything before you paint. Just
make sure there's no dust up there.
Put a respirator on if you can. They're a little more expensive, but a full face respirator, it covers your whole face and it's more than just a dust mask, so you're not getting anything in your eyes or anything. And just go down there and maybe put a Tyvek suit on there, pretty inexpensive, and make sure you close your I guess if you're going to cause this much dust, maybe you need to really go cover your furnace, things off. But it would make sense if you can dust things off, clean things, wipe things down a little bit so the paint sticks. I would also consider painting the ceiling black. White is going to just kind of be, you're going to see things when you paint it. You'll see everything, there's shadows and everything, and that might be okay. It'll be brighter. But if you paint it black, everything literally disappears above that.
They're probably trying, like you just said, trying to keep it lighter in a basement.
And I get it. Maybe it might depend on the amount of lighting that you install, or how much, if you have a walkout, or if you have some daylight windows or something like that. But just a thought. But shouldn't be a problem at all.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a second part of the question. It says, if I paint the poured concrete walls and possibly the floor with a water sealing paint before I put up the stud walls, would that help reduce moisture?
Definitely. So when we're finishing a basement, you do not want to put a vapor barrier on your stud walls. So if you're framing in front of the foundation walls, whether it's block or concrete or brick, if it's real, or stone if it's really old, you do not want to. You can insulate the walls with a fiberglass insulation, but you do not want to put a plastic vapor barrier on, and then before your drywall or your paneling, whatever you're doing, because what you're going to do is if that vapor barrier is going to trap moisture between the vapor barrier and the foundation wall. And foundation walls always have a little bit of moisture in there. But if you're going to put a vapor sealing paint like Dry Lock by UGL, that's made for painting concrete foundation walls or block foundation walls, now you're actually sealing that surface. That's okay. You can seal that surface to try to hold it in the wall. And then
put your insulation, your boards and your insulation.
Then you can stud and insulate, but you still do not want to put a vapor barrier. You don't want to put a plastic vapor. We do that above grade because the moisture can escape out to the exterior, but below grade, there's moisture in the ground and the concrete. So, what he's doing is just fine.
Good stuff. Old National Bank talking text line 855-616-1620. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll hear more of your questions. It's a Fix-It Show on WTMJ.
Maybe you're feeling full after all the holidays. This is Libby Collins. Join me this Sunday morning at 11 a.m. when we talk with a professional eater on WTMJ Conversations.
I felt great afterward. I had fun editing the videos. And as the food challenges kept getting bigger, the more recognition my videos started to get.
WTMJ Conversations, Sunday mornings at 11 on WTMJ.
Hey, Brian. I think it's time to get serious about new windows and front door for our home.
I agree. It will save us money in the long run to eliminate the draft.
I was thinking more about our curb appeal, but yes, the draft thing too.
J&J Contractors in Greendale have been around for 40 years and have great reviews.
Go give them a call.
J&J Contractors' skilled and certified team uses high-quality materials for all your exterior needs. J&J Contractors do it all. Windows, doors, siding, roofing, and gutters.
Honey, you're dusting again?
I can't keep up. It's crazy.
I don't want you to have to do that.
I hate it so much.
We need to call Capital.
What do?
They clean your ducts with high-powered trucks.
That cuts the dust?
Cuts the dust.
Because our air is only going to get worse.
Now that our windows are closed for the season, yeah.
And the holidays are coming.
We don't want everybody sneezing all over the place. I'll call them.
Already got it.
Oh.
Yeah, Capital, please save us.
Our duct cleaning technicians are standing by
to get you ready for the holidays
and save you time and trouble. And kerosene. That's right. Cut the dust
and breathe cleaner air.
Capital does over 1,000 duct cleanings every year.
Yeah, now is the perfect time to get your ducts clean
before Capital's holiday rush starts.
Let Capital Heating, Cooling, and Electric save your holidays and clean your ducts today. Schedule online at callcapitalcares.com.
It costs individuals nothing to receive help from Great Lakes Adult and Teen Challenge. They're celebrating 40 years of bringing hope and second chances to those with addiction. Great Lakes Adult and Teen Challenge operates solely on private donations. Cars, boats, motorcycles, and real estate have helped many through the vehicle donation program. Find out how you can donate and help a young person in desperate need. Call Great Lakes Adult and Teen Challenge, 414-748-HOPE. That's 414-748-HOPE.
Annex Wealth Management. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning from a fee-only fiduciary. Forget commission sales pitches and financial products you don't need. Know the difference. Annex provides elite, comprehensive financial planning customized to who you are and what you need. AnnexWealth.com.
Outdoor living is a cherished experience here, especially in the warm season. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a local family-owned company that will revolutionize outdoor living at your home. Visualize your home and yard with an in-ground pool, screen room, pergola, patio, pavers, deck, even an outdoor kitchen. Get with Outdoor Living Unlimited and put that dream into action. The honest, reliable artists and craftsmen will be honored to work with you. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Hi, it's Samantha, and I'm here spreading cheer with Heiser's Holiday Happenings. Get incredible deals on our new and used vehicles, discounts on our service parts and accessories. We also have in-store holiday cheer, and we have events, plus special bonuses and giveaways. There are new sets of offers each week, so make sure you visit Heiser.com for all of the details. And hurry in, because offers end December 31st. At Heiser, today's your day.
See dealer for complete details.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
David Nason and Dayton Kane. It's the Fix-It Show on WTMJ.
Sponsored by Siding Unlimited and J&B Construction. Good morning. Increasing clouds, a high of 40 today. We're going to see some snow tonight into tomorrow. A dusting to a couple inches depending on where you are. So be ready for that. Maybe no need to roof rake at this point. Not enough snow for that. Yeah. It's all probably going to melt because we've been so warm.
We'll have to answer that. Some people, I had an inspection this week and they didn't. And again, not saying anything against my, but if you don't know what a roof rake is, we can talk about that.
Okay. But Isaac has just been begging me ever since we did Jack's Fortune to do a fortune for him. So if you call in today with a question at 855-616-1620, we'll answer your question and give you your fortune for 2024. We've got the fortune cookies right here. So, they're tricky.
Fumble.
I almost dropped it. Are you ready, Isaac?
As ready as I'm going to be.
Now, Jack's was kind of lame. It said any day above ground is a good day, which is true, but
pretty obvious.
So he's not going to take any subways, as David pointed out. All right, Isaac, here we go. Do you want the cookie afterwards now that my grubby little hands are on it?
Does that mean Jack has to stay out of the basement, too?
Well, see, this is already better. If you want to learn Chinese, we have banana. Much better than what Jack had, which was headache.
Yeah.
So, okay. You ready for 2024? Here it is, outlined in a fortune cookie. A small donation is called for. They don't even spell it right. Is called for, it should say. It's the right thing to do. All right? So you should be generous next year, I guess. I guess next year's the year of generosity.
Yeah,
so
perfect. Spell check.
If you call in, they didn't even spell check it right. If you call in, we'll read your fortune and answer your questions. Let's talk about the roof rake because that came up.
Right.
Yes, no, why, when?
So roof rakes are basically what we're trying to do is prevent ice dams.
Right.
And ice dams are a part of living in a cold climate where we get snow. And the fact that you can't keep all the heat in your house as much as we try and are making our houses much, much more efficient these days. And roofs are required to have ice and water shield on the roofs and everything. The reality is older homes, and some of them are more difficult to insulate, like a Cape Cod type home or a bungalow type home where you got steep roofs and
lots of peaks,
knee walls on the second floor.
That
the roof. The room is underneath the roof versus a colonial where you got walls and then an attic. These are areas that can be difficult to insulate really well. And so you get these cold pockets or warm pockets really in an attic.
Yeah.
And that heat melts the snow on the surface of the roof. So if you got 6 inches of snow on your roof, this blanket of snow, the heat rising out of your attic is going to melt the snow on the surface of the roof. The water runs down to the gutter and to the overhang where there's no heat rising. It's cold. the water freezes, the gutter is cold, the water freezes in there. Pretty soon it becomes this big trough of ice, and then it builds up. It's constantly building up through the warm cycle, maybe during the day or heating at night. And pretty soon you got a big ice dam.
Yep.
And if you don't have any protection, you get water getting under the shingles. Anyway, so what we're talking about is using a rake. It's not a rake like your garden rake, but a flat-edged rake to pull the snow off the 2 to 3 feet of the edge of the roof to try to prevent that.
Get the one with the little wheels on it if you can, to keep it off the shingle a bit. So you'll still have a skim of snow there, but that'll melt off.
You don't need to get all the snow off, and you don't need to do the entire roof.
Right.
So stay off your roof, stay on the ground, get the 2 to 3, 4 feet around the edge of your roof.
That does it for hour number 1. We have another hour coming up with no guests, so all your questions are open to be answered. The Old National Bank talking text line 855-616-1620.
This has been the Fix-It Show on WTMJ. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the hosts or guests, and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a 6-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author and star in a new Hollywood documentary called The Baby Boomer Dilemma. In this film, economists and Nobel Prize-winning PhDs share a strange concept I call the retirement discount. It gives you more retirement income with the same dollars saved, and your money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even people who are on track have shifted money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money, call to get a free copy of this brand new movie, The Baby Boomer Dilemma, at 800-648-0303. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you'll get it completely free, plus 2 hours of bonus behind-the-scenes footage. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call right now, 1-800-648-0303. That's 1-800-648-0303, 1-800-648-0303.
If you want to add a unique and stunning feature to your home, decorative art glass can be used in a variety of ways to really increase its wow factor. Think of adding a wonderful work of stained glass art to some of your exterior windows, foyer, or front door entry. We can make sure the measurements fit spot on, and you don't even have to replace the glass. You can just add the art glass over the top. It will add some real ambiance that changes as the sun moves throughout the day. And a paint of protection too, which never hurts. Our decorative glass artists are delightful to work with, and they just might give you some ideas that you love, but never even thought of. There's so much of the same out there. Adding a customized work of stained glass art to one or more of your home's windows can really set it apart. This is Stacy Sinks with Les's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Les's Glass. Les's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lesglassservice.com.
When you breathe well, you live better. Find out more at adventknows.com.
Your locally owned hometown station gives you the news and what it means to you. Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 8 o'clock, it's 29 degrees with some periodic clouds in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jack Grau. It's been a tough start to the ice fishing season for the Wisconsin Interscholastic Fishing Association.
There is no ice.
Association President Ted Bondi tells WTMJ they're hoping to be able to restart events in a week with a favorable forecast, but they're taking safety seriously for their students.
Because we take groups of students, we don't step onto the ice until they're 6 inches, and then we wait till beyond that.
Bondi says they have 10 to 15 people constantly checking different areas to make sure the ice is ready to go.
Just because you hear the ice is safe in one place doesn't mean it's safe everywhere.
Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
The Plymouth Arts Center is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year, and this will be the 17th time they've dropped a wedge of cheese on New Year's Eve. Plymouth Arts Center Executive Director Donna Hahn tells WTMJ it used to be made of foam, but they've had to make changes because it wasn't holding up.
In 2011, the Sartori Company commissioned Randy Sipple from Sipple Racing in the area, and he created a giant metal recreation of the Sartori's famous Bella Vitano cheese. And the Sartori Company is really a staple in the Plymouth community, and they're very well known and cherished in the area, and they have become the major sponsor of the event.
The event starts at 8:30 Sunday. Admission is free. There's live music, drinks, and of course, cheese tasting. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Siding Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 8:03.
I couldn't even bend over, but now after stem cell treatment, I can deadlift a house.
Now this is an exaggeration, but I do hear about unbelievable miracle outcomes, and I have to ask, do you really believe them? If they were true, these biological treatments wouldn't even have to be advertised. Truth is, stem cell effectiveness is nowhere near 100%. It's expensive, and it doesn't last. At Rejuvenex, our FDA-approved pharmacological treatments ease inflammation and reduce pain. They're precisely administered to where your pain lives, and they work. Will the pain reduction last forever? No. But in some cases, relief has lasted as long as 24 months, and in most cases, insurance has paid for the treatments entirely. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics, where we can alleviate your pain and rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Today's a big day. Milo is here.
Who's Milo?
Haven't you heard about Milo?
Is Milo handsome?
I could see Milo on the cover of a magazine.
Really?
Milo is the epitome of cool.
Is Milo single?
Sure. Or a full. Or a queen. Or a king.
Wait, Milo's not a he. It's a bedroom set.
The Milo bedroom, starting at $101 a month with only 1 penny down and no interest until January of 2028 through January 7th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Don't you just love the WTMJ Fix-It Show? Hi, this is Matt Elliott from Elliott's Ace Hardware. When you think Fix-It, first you think about Saturday mornings on WTMJ. Then you gotta be thinking Elliott's Ace Hardware. Where else can you find such great staff, big brands, and all the stuff, and I'm talking all the stuff, to get your Fix-It done? So enjoy the WTMJ Fix-It Show on Saturday morning. And then head to Elliott's Ace in Elm Grove, West Dallas, Pewaukee, and Muskego.
Time for a WTMJ sports update. Although a close game, the Milwaukee Bucks ended the 2023 on a high note with a 119-111 win over the Cleveland Cavaliers. They'll ring in the new year with the Indiana Pacers coming to Milwaukee on New Year's Day with a 7 p.m. tip-off. Stay on WTMJ for all of your Bucks coverage. And the Green Bay Packers sit in a primetime slot this weekend, traveling for the Minnesota Vikings. Kickoff is at 7:20 tomorrow night. The Packers are 7-8. They're third in the NFC North. Taking a look at your roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. We were looking at one spot on 94 East that's since been cleaned up. Other than that, no major slowdowns or complications throughout the Milwaukee traffic system. Wherever you're driving to should be a pretty simple drive to get there.
Traffic is sponsored by Weniger Compressor, ready to service any facility at pressureisoff.biz. Weniger Compressor carries high-performance, top-of-the-line compressors. Many offer a lifetime warranty and 60-day return policy. Contact Weniger at pressureisoff.biz.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast, a high of 40 today with more clouds in the afternoon, a low of 29 this evening with a chance of snow showers. On Sunday, looking at almost 2 inches of snow, likely with a high of 35. On Monday, a high of 35, and it'll be mostly sunny. On Tuesday, a high of 38 and sunny, and on Wednesday, up to 36 and mostly cloudy. If you're over in Madison, you're experiencing temperatures like 23 degrees with plenty of sun. In Green Bay, it's 23 degrees with periodic clouds. In Waukesha, 22 degrees and clear. Right here in Milwaukee, 29 degrees with some clouds. I'm Jack Brow, Siding Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 8:07.
This is the Fix-It Show on WTMJ. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the hosts or guests and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC. When it comes to home repairs, we could all use a guy. Well, we've got the guy, and we've got the show. For all your home improvement questions, we've got answers. This is the Fix-It Show on WTMJ, presented by J&B Construction and Siding Unlimited. Now, here's your host, Dayton Kane and David Nason.
Good morning to you. It is hour number 2. And what about the Packer-Viking game on New Year's Eve? So we had Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year, like the NFL just wants to take over our Packer fan holidays, I guess.
Yeah.
But they're 7-8. We're 7-8. They're on a 2-game losing streak. We have a 1-game winning streak. If you can count last week as a win,
yeah, right? And their quarterback is who?
I don't know even anymore.
A rookie, but came out of Brigham Young, I think.
Yeah, but they benched a guy who I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a chance here we could win. We have to win out to do any, to
go
even
into
think
Minnesota
playoffs,
and
but,
snag one.
They are 5-3 at home, or I'm sorry, they're only 2-5 at home.
Oh,
so they're playing better on the road than they are at home.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that could go our way this week. So we'll see if that actually plays out. So, 855-616-1620, the Old National Bank talk and text line. We have a text here that has a picture associated with it of a door, and this door has a window. If you can imagine that little window in the middle top part of the door.
Right.
So it's up a ways from the handle of the door, but they're asking security-wise, could somebody break this window, reach in, and open my door?
Mm-hmm.
If so, how would I fix that? Is it fixable?
Yeah. Any ways to secure that or
Any
whatever?
ways to secure that?
Yeah.
I have this conversation often with customers about when I'm talking entry doors.
It's tempered glass.
Tempered glass can be hard to break.
Yeah.
Chances are, if somebody's going to break into your house, they're not doing it in the front door.
Right.
They're going to go around the back and break a window.
Windows are much easier. We talk a lot about locking your windows. We talk mostly locking them to reduce air infiltration, seal
and to
them
keep
up.
them like in the right position.
Right. And make sure the weather stripping interlocks and stop air infiltration, whatever. But security is another part of that. I see a lot of people leaving their windows unlocked.
Or wide open as they go off and do something.
Exactly. So if somebody's going to try to break into your house, if it's a newer door, and I'd say newer within the last 20 years, I don't remember when they changed, but the glass, even if it's decorative glass, like with leading or caming, I think they call it, that there is a pane of glass in front of that has to be tempered. Or the glass in the caming has to be tempered, which means it's like your car window. If it breaks into these little,
almost like pebbles.
Yeah, little pieces, so you don't have these sharp shards of glass and everything.
Right.
But it is really hard to break glass. I took a tour of the Marvin Windows plant, and I think they do a little bit of their own tempering. But if you had a lot of temper, they'll probably get it from Cardinal glass or something. But they had a thing where we could walk up to it. We had put safety glasses on and everything, and they had a piece of tempered glass in it, and you could swing a golf club at it. And everybody's like, but yeah, go ahead, swing it. And you couldn't break it. But then
That's kind of a fun experiment.
Yeah, but then they took that piece of glass, or a little piece of tempered glass that didn't have a frame around it, and hit it on the concrete floor, and it exploded into the little pieces.
Sure.
So the tempering process puts the surface of the glass in tension, and so it's the edges. The edges of the glass have to be protected. But the surface is really hard to break into. But
next part of the question was, you can see a little rust streak coming down from the window on the door, and he said, how do I take care of that?
Yeah.
Should have taken care of it when you put the door in.
Yeah.
Right?
So the
Painted
picture
it?
shows it looks like it's not painted.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you're buying a steel door. This looks like a steel door, whether you're getting it through you guys or
Menards or Home Depot
or a lumber yard. Usually those doors come primed, but they need to be painted. So not only the door surface itself, but the edges should be painted. The edges of a wood door or a steel door are usually wood, because that's the core around the perimeter. And then also the trim around the glass is a lot of times plastic, and there are special paints that you can get for that. But definitely they have to be painted or maybe caulked to the glass. So you got to check into that.
All right. Good question. Good answer. Old National Bank talking text line 855-616-1620. We have a couple more texts to get to when we get back. It is a Fix It Show on WTMJ.
Your way inside the huddle. Hit one, hit two, without putting on any pads.
Hi.
It's Green and Gold Insiders on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
No one's going to feel sorry for you. Matt LaFleur likes to tell us that all the time. No one's going to say, oh, well, these poor guys, they have all these rookies. We're going to take it easy on them. Nobody's going to do that.
Every day of the regular season at 4:15, it's Green and Gold Insiders all season long, right here on WTMJ.
Hi, I'm Susan Hiller with Hiller Ford. This is a fun time of year and a great time to get a new Ford from Hiller Ford. We have a huge selection of full-size Broncos and SUVs. The 2023 Bronco Sports, Escapes, Explorers, and even the 2024 Edge have super low 66-month Ford financing of just 1.9%. And that comes with factory rebates up to $3,500. Check out all the great deals at Hiller Ford today. From our family to yours, happy holidays.
Eric Brown and his crew from Siding Unlimited can fix whatever's wrong with the outside of your house. How do you know what's wrong with it? Well, look for these trouble signs. On your windows, paint peeling, wood rot or damage from condensation? How well do they operate? Got mold on the storm windows? Siding have any dents, holes, or chips, paint, or color issues? Is the caulking cracked? How's the flashing? Roof look okay? How about your doors? Decks are another place for critical inspection. Maybe you'd just like to have a new one. Eric is a regular here on the Fix-It Show. You regular listeners are aware of his expertise. He's president of Siding Unlimited, but that's not a desk job. He's out there working with the crews, inspecting people's structure problems and fixing them. Siding Unlimited will fix yours too. Make a note to contact Siding Unlimited online at sidingunlimited.com or see Siding Unlimited's unique outside-in showroom near Gerke's Corners in Brookfield.
Why is the world's #1 selling brand of chainsaws not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot? We can give you over 10,000 reasons. That's how many authorized local steel dealers you can find across the country. Visit one and you'll find a range of dependable gas and battery-powered tools. From trimmers and blowers to mowers and more, trusted by homeowners and pros all over the world. And you'll find service and help from experienced professionals. Real STIHL. Find yours at STIHLdealers.com. Lowe's and Home Depot are trademarks for their respective companies.
I feel like I'm constantly cleaning hair off my bathroom floor. At least my Swiffer Sweeper makes it easy. Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths have ultra-thick pads to trap and lock hairs, like a hair magnet. And when I'm finished cleaning up my hair, Sweeper takes care of his too. Now the hair's gone, all thanks to Swiffer. Try Swiffer Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths. I promise you'll love them or your money back. And also try Swiffer Sweeper Wet to make quick work of tough, sticky messes.
Hi everybody, this is Susan Hiller from Hiller Ford on Highway 100 in Franklin. As we celebrate the holidays and close out the year, I would like to thank all of our customers and friends who have been so loyal to us. It's been our pleasure to serve you. Our plan and our goal is to continue providing you with the highest quality of service for many years to come. I, along with the entire Hiller Ford family, wish you and your family joy, peace, and love this holiday season and throughout the year. Happy holidays!
Get her done. It's the Fix-It Show on WTMJ.
Increasing clouds, a high of 40 today, some snow tomorrow, maybe 2 inches in certain parts, but it should melt off pretty quick. Old National Bank talking text line, 855-616-1620. I'm Dayton Kane, David Nason there. We do have some text, Safe Step. Safe Step. That's the name brand, I'm assuming.
Probably.
Ice melter with magnesium chloride is advertised. It won't harm concrete. Your thoughts using this product on a new concrete driveway poured this summer?
So you definitely want to stay away from salt. If you go out and look at your garage floor, most likely, unless you have a really nice polyurea garage floor from CertaPro, or if you just got a bare concrete floor, it's probably got some pitting going on in the floor, pitting or spalling. That is typically caused from road salt that falls off your car from the winter. Because if you look, you can see it's right where your tire tracks are. Or if you're only parking on one side, the other side's really nice. The ice melt products are great for concrete because they're not as harsh on the concrete.
So,
in my opinion, if you can really minimize the use of anything on your brand new concrete, so shovel as soon as you can, don't let ice build up. The other cause of ice on your driveway, if your downspouts are directed onto your driveway or sidewalks, I talk about this. If at all possible, downspouts should not be spilling onto a paved surface. And for this reason, we get some snow on the roof, it melts, it spills onto the driveway at night, it freezes, and now you got a skating rink. Unless you want to skate on your driveway. So try to divert your downspouts away from concrete, put a rain barrel, something, get them away from the concrete. So go ahead and use that, though.
Old National Bank talking text line 855-616-1620. I have a 5-year-old CertainTeed roof. Just noticed mold on the shingle edges of the garage roof facing north. Partial shade in this area as well. Any suggestions?
Grab your power washer. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
Yes,
that is a
right.
joke. Do not do that.
Do not power wash your roof. There are some products that you can just spray on your roof. Joe Max is one. Wet and Forget. If you don't want to do it yourself, if you want to stay off a ladder, there are some contractors. I'm not sure I don't know if they used to advertise here. Decade Pro was a company.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Decade Pro does cleaning of decks, siding, roof. Algae Men is another company I've heard advertised. I don't have any personal experience with them. I've just heard them advertise. But what you really want to avoid any kind of power washer, do not power wash.
Don't scrape.
Don't get up there with any kind of abrasive brush and bristle. These products I'm talking about, you put them in a pump sprayer.
Yeah.
Mix a little. They're a concentrate, so you mix a little water and you spray on. Probably be a good idea. I don't know if it says in directions. Try to do it right before it rains. So let it soak in a little bit and then let the rain wash it off. But yes, that mold and algae are generally a result of shaded areas, north-facing slopes, under a tree. Right. So trim your trees back and keep them away.
I mean, CertainTeed has granules with copper built in for the algae side of things,
right.
But when you're dark and damp, that mold is going to grow on there, and it
the algae doesn't really harm the shingles.
Right.
It doesn't look so good. What I tell people, algae is one thing, moss. And now you're talking probably, because moss is, you generally have a buildup of some kind of organic material for the moss to grow.
Right.
Which is like dirt or
leaves
something.
falling on your house, you leave them sit up there,
and pretty soon that moss is growing up underneath the shingles. So that and moss, you can probably go up there and gently with your, put some gloves on and just kind of pull that off. And I've seen it grow along where a roof and a vertical wall, if that's shaded, it grows right along there. Get up there and pull that off. Maybe with a garden hose, you might be able to, but no more pressure than that.
So I was at a house and they didn't put a ice and water over the edge. They didn't have a flashing over the edge. The whole deck board was exposed, and it was puffed up because it soaked in all the water right off the gutter as it was coming in, and moldy, and it was. I'm like, oh,
was there a gutter?
Yeah, there was a gutter.
But no gutter
drip
apron?
Edge, no nothing. No gutter apron. It was terrible. I'm like, whoever did this roof did not know what they were doing.
Yeah,
so
that
bad. Wasn't on the shingle itself. That was on the deck. So they had
the roof deck.
They had to replace roof decks as they were doing the roof.
Along the edge.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and then flash it properly.
Not good.
Make sure you're getting the right contractor. 855-616-1620, the Old National Bank talk and text line. We still have fortune cookies if you want your fortune told for 2024. It is the Fix It Show on WTMJ.
Your home can be more maintenance-free when you rely on J&B.
This is Tom Feza. When I need information about siding, I call Scott Klein, owner of J&B Construction, provider of high-quality exterior home improvement products and services since 1958.
I'm Scott Klein. If you're tired of painting or your siding is beyond repair, it may be time to look at the advantages of a new siding system. Additional insulation, along with Tyvek's weatherization system, can significantly improve your home's energy efficiency while protecting it from water and air infiltration. We offer a variety of siding products, all installed by J&B's certified employees, which will provide decades of performance and beauty.
For a complimentary siding evaluation, call Scott at 262-437-0537 or visit jnbconstruction.com.
Your home can be more maintenance-free when you rely on J&B.
Better days start with a better night's sleep on a mattress from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in Milwaukee, our mattresses are custom built to your needs. We have all the comfort and firmness options to give you your best night's rest. Buying direct from our factory showrooms will save you up to 50% compared to national brands. Shop today during our New Year's sale at Ken Michaels Furniture for over 75 years of uncompromising quality, local factory direct saving, and your best night's sleep. Start the new year right with Norwalk Furniture on sale now at Ken Michaels Furniture. Save 35% on showroom pieces that are ready for immediate delivery, or in just 35 days, you can create a look that reflects your unique style with over 850 fabric and leather options and comfort levels, from cuddling to extra firm support. Norwalk Furniture's American roots go back over 102 years. For better quality American-made upholstery, shop the Norwalk Upholstery Sale at any Ken Michaels Furniture locations in Greenfield, Brookfield, or downtown.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Flimsy, feeble, flaccid. That's how you can describe most pre-approval letters these days. Heck, a lot of big banks issue pre-approval letters using soft credit pulls instead of real credit reports. Do you really want to compete in today's still low inventory market with a soft credit pull and a pre-approval that's silent on 2 of the 3 critical elements of a mortgage approval? A rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from AccuNet not only verifies your credit with a real credit report, we also verify your income and down payment, and then issue a letter with a $2,000 guarantee to back it up. And now, AccuNet is issuing property-specific pre-approvals that often come with this sweet phrase: no appraisal required. That's right, AccuNet may be able to issue your pre-approval at or above the seller's asking price without needing an appraisal. Today's home market is still a metaphorical knife fight. Your bank is offering you, well, a pocket knife. AccuNet is Crocodile Dundee. Now that's a knife, mate. Click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
Advice you can use. It's the Fix It Show on WTMJ.
Increasing clouds, a high of 40 today. You'll see some snow overnight into tomorrow, but not much, so don't worry too much about it. Just be careful that first snow, or if you get a couple inches, always gets slippery when you're not used to driving in it. But 855-616-1620, the old National Bank talk and text line, says here, hello, my parents have an issue with their basement. Their home is approximately 60 years old. Water doesn't seem to get to the sump pump crock anymore, but instead is seeping in at the base of the basement exterior walls. The sump pump doesn't run like it used to when it rains. I think it's a drain tile issue. There has been a basement contractor on the show. I'm drawing a blank. What was the name of that company and that guest that we could trust and test that repair?
Yes, so he has been on the show. You may have even heard some commercials I've done with Chris Mancuso, who's the owner of Accurate Basement Repair. So I do recommend them. There are other good companies in the Milwaukee area. So if you wanted more than one opinion, definitely there's an organization called the Wisconsin Association of Foundation Repair Professionals. The acronym is WAFRAP. So they came up with some guidelines for, inspecting foundation walls, drain tile testing, all that stuff. So there's a number of companies, contractors in that organization that you could definitely call. But this person specifically asked about who's been on the show, Chris Mancuso. So drain tiles, from what they're describing, it sounds like there definitely could be a drain tile test off the air. I was explaining, I just had an inspection, and I was kind of on the fence about whether or not I should recommend a drain tile test. And I suggested, at least have Accurate come out and take a look at this. And Chris will tell you, many times they'll say, you don't need to do anything. You just need to keep an eye on things, maybe improve the grading and drainage around the outside of the house. Tom Faza's grading, gutters, and downspouts. Those 3 things. You got to improve the grade around your house. You got to have downspouts that work and are connected, and then extensions 4 to 6 feet away from get the water away from your house. But what the person's describing here in the house I saw, when you have staining that's pretty much continuous along at least one wall and the very bottom 1 or 2 courses, or maybe 2 walls, or sometimes all the way around the house, that is typically an indicator of poor drainage system. And it could be something as simple as, if you have an older house in Milwaukee, near Milwaukee area, you might have a Palmer valve. We haven't talked about Palmer valves in a while. If you have one of Tom's books, I think it's on page 94 in that book.
Really? You know the page?
It might be 94.
I'm going to look.
I know it's on 74 if you have the smaller one.
Sewer system, septic system, mound system.
Nope, I'm close. 96? Try 96.
Sewer storm. Palmer valve.
96.
96.
Yes.
Wow. Nice memory.
Yes. So anyways, Palmer valves, you could even Google it. And I think some of Tom's diagrams come up on the images for what a Palmer valve is. If your Palmer valve is stuck shut, that's connected to the drain tile. So now if it's stuck shut, the water can't get out. I've had a couple where I made a little tool out of an old knitting needle,
okay,
where I bent the edge so I can reach down into the floor drain and kind of try to pull on the bottom edge of that Palmer valve, because it's just a little flappy thing, a one-way valve. Pull on that, and it's popped open, and water comes pouring out of the Palmer valve. And so if that's stuck, it's backing up water in the drain tile, and then now the water can't drain that's coming down along the foundation, can't get into the drain tile, and it ends up seeping through your block wall at the bottom. And so if you're wondering if you have that problem, they do a drain tile test, which involves, depending on the size of your basement, drilling 3, maybe 4 3-inch holes in the concrete floor where the drain tile is. So it's about 8 inches in from the foundation wall. They drill a hole and they expose the drain tile. And sometimes they can see right there if the drain tile is just full of debris. If it's an older house, the concrete tiles, that's why they call them drain tiles,
right,
are collapsed and it's full of mud or something, or sometimes tree roots. And if that, what they'll do is if they don't see anything, they'll hook a hose up to the utility sink faucet and they run water in it, and then they look for water to come into the sump crock.
Okay.
Or if you have a Palmer valve, they look for it to come into the floor drain. And if no water is getting there and then the water backs up on the floor, okay, then they'll drill another place and they narrow it down and say, okay, do we need to do the drain tile between here and the sump crock? And in some cases, they got to do the entire basement. So it can get expensive. That's why it is important when you're having a home inspection done. This is one of those things, if you're buying a home without an inspection, you don't have anybody looking at that and giving you advice on that, you can get stung with a pretty big bill.
Yeah. Not fun.
No, not at all.
But it's something that needs to be done. You don't want water coming in through your walls. So The Old National Bank talking text line, 855-616-1620. When we get back, we'll talk to Mark in Elkhorn. He's on the line. Right now, though, we take a break, go over to the WTMJ Breaking News Center with Jack Grau. Good morning, Jack.
Good morning. The Milwaukee Police Department is investigating a fatal accident that occurred yesterday near the intersection of 76th and Appleton. The accident occurred around 5:10 p.m. yesterday and resulted in the death of a 17-year-old pedestrian. The driver was a 41-year-old and remained at the scene. Friendly reminder, you'll see higher sales tax in the city of Milwaukee and Milwaukee County starting this Monday. In July, the Milwaukee County Board and Common Council approved an increase to avoid cutting social programs for residents. Sales tax in the city of Milwaukee will increase by 2% and 0.9% in Milwaukee County. The most significant impact will be felt on large purchases. A new car could cost an extra $1,000 or more. Taking a look at your roads. With your Johnson & Sons paving, time saver traffic, we're not seeing anything major across the Milwaukee traffic system. No major slowdowns or complications. One spot we're keeping an eye on, though, on 45 North, just beyond the ramp from Good Hope Road. That right shoulder is blocked due to a crash, so watch out for that if you're driving on 45 North around Menominee Falls.
Traffic is sponsored by Angela Calais and Benefit Realty. At Benefit Realty, pay only 3.5 to 3.9% real estate commission and get all the service that you should. Benefit Realty, you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast, it's going to stay in the high 20s and low 30s this weekend as we go into the new year. A chance of snow showers this evening with a low of 29. On Sunday, a high of 35 with snow showers likely up to 2 inches. On Monday, a high of 35 and mostly sunny conditions. On Tuesday, a high of 38 and it'll be mostly sunny. And on Wednesday, a high of 36 with clouds. I'm Jack Grau, Signing Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 8:31.
This report's sponsored by Mr. Holland's Heating and Air Conditioning. Visit MrHollandsHeatingandAir.com.
Don't you just love when a package is delivered? Okay, I suppose it depends on what's inside. Well, there's one massive package that's due to arrive at any minute, whether you're ready for it or not. That's right, winter is all packaged up and out for delivery. Hi, this is Steve from Mr. Holland's Home Services. Speaking of packages, this month, Mr. Holland's crew is dispatching a package deal on a new heating and air system. We will deliver and install a complete new, highly efficient, heavily warranted comfort package, and you select the savings. Get 0% financing for up to 24 months with approved credit, or pay up front and enjoy a deep package discount. Just think of it as your winter care package from Mr. Holland's Home Services. But don't wait until that polar parcel pops up on your doorstep. Call 866-992-1717 or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. If you need a comfort system that can deliver the goods, we can help.
Today's a big day. Milo is here.
Milo? Who's Milo?
Haven't you heard about Milo?
No.
Everybody's talking about Milo.
I can't wait to see Milo.
Is Milo...
What?
Handsome?
Oh, you bet.
How would you describe Milo?
I could totally see Milo on the cover of a trendy magazine.
Really?
Without a doubt.
Milo is the epitome of cool.
Hip,
sharp,
but also strong.
Sturdy,
and civilized, too.
Milo is simply perfect.
Is Milo...
What?
Well...
Go ahead, say it.
Is Milo single?
Sure. Or a full.
Or a queen.
Or a king.
Wait, Milo's not a he. It's a bedroom set.
Obviously. That's why we're talking about Milo in this commercial.
The Milo bedroom, starting at $101 a month with only 1 penny down and no interest until January of 2028 through January 7th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Dayton and David. It's the Fix-It Show on WTMJ.
Good morning. The Old National Bank talking text line is 855-616-1620. I'm Dayton. That is David. And we do have a call. Let's go to Mark in Elkhorn. Mark wants to chime in about our driveway discussion.
Yeah.
What's going on, Mark?
Good morning, guys. First of all, I want to tell you I really enjoy your show. I listen to it every Saturday. I make it a part of my day.
Well, thank you. Good. Thank you. Everybody should.
Great.
Yes, but thanks.
As far as driveways, I just wanted to add something to what David said about salt. And my concrete guy, years ago, my driveway is 16 years old, and it looks like the day it was poured. And my concrete guy gave me some great advice. He told me back then, and I think it's still true today, he said instead of taking a chance on any kind of salt use in your driveway, to use sand instead. Use sand. It'll give you the traction that you need, and it will be easy to clean up in the spring. You can sweep it off. You can vacuum it off. You can blow it off with a blower. Sand is very inexpensive, and it'll do the trick. And, because I got that in good advice, and I've been using it all these years, I thought I would pass it along to your listeners.
Yep,
Nice.
that is great advice. If you have to put something on your driveway, that's probably better than anything else.
Exactly.
I've always been the opinion to shovel snow off as quickly as you can and let let the sun help, or just sometimes it's warm enough that it's going to be clean. Anything left over is going to be clean in a short time.
We're fortunate enough here. When we built the home, and we weren't even thinking about it, it was just a kind of a lucky deal, is that the driveway's in the sun most of the day. Mm-hmm. We had our garage, instead of a front-facing garage, we did a side-facing garage, and that gives our driveway, the whole driveway, the sun most of the day.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Well, thank you for chiming in. Mark, wait, before you go, we got to tell you your fortune for 2024. I'm going to open your cookie here. Are you ready?
Yes, right. I'm ready.
Well, if you want to learn Chinese, you'd learn the word pomelo. I don't even know that English word. I got to look that up. Okay,
is it
so
palmetto, maybe?
No, they could have spelled it wrong like they did on the last fortune. All right, here we go, Mark. All the preparation you've done will finally be paying off. Well, that's nice.
Yes.
Looks like 2024 is going to be good for you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys, and again, enjoy your show.
All right, thanks for listening. Have a great weekend. 855-616-1620 is the Old National Bank talk and text line.
So right before the news break, we were talking about foundation, drain tiles, Palmer valves, and things like that. And I mentioned, if you look in Tom's book, if you are not fortunate enough to have one of his books yet, which, by the way, they're going out of print soon.
Yeah.
I give one out on all my inspections, but we're nearing the end of printed age on these. But so
well, you say that. Will this be turned into a digital copy?
So his son turned it into a digital subscription.
Okay.
So mostly marketed to home inspectors.
Okay.
Around the country. And so I have one, and I have a QR code. I can share that with my customers, and then they have the book in a digital version on their phone or whatever. So, but anyways, if you don't have the book, if you go to my website, bestinspectionsllc.com, and click on the Contents tab, and in the Contacts tab, Tom has allowed me to publish all his articles on my website. And when you scroll down, there's one called Keep Your Basement Dry. And it talks about all the issues that with basements and foundations and things. And towards the end, page 7, anyways, it talks about Palmer valves. There's a good diagram, Palmer valves. It talks about foundation drains, a lot of comments in there. So great article if somebody has questions or concerns about their foundation. Go and look at that. Call in here, call Accurate. There's a lot of information there.
Great. And it's a great book. Like literally everything in the house. If you have a question, you can open this book and see what you're supposed to do. The question is, do you have the skills to do it?
Right.
Oftentimes I don't. But at least I know the problem and can go, hey, so-and-so,
Yeah.
I think I have this going on in my house. Can you come help me fix it?
Right. And if you want one, you can hire me to do an inspection, and you'll get one.
There you go. Isaac just chimed into my ear. He knows what a pomelo is. It's a capital P on here. So what is that?
Yeah, it's the largest citrus fruit. It's like a really big grapefruit.
Really?
Yeah.
Never heard of it. Now I want to try one.
Yeah.
I love grapefruit. So
they're fine.
Oh, the things you find out by opening a fortune cookie on the show. 855-616-1620, the old
We're
National
not opening
Bank
a can of
talk to
worms.
text line.
We're opening.
What is the best product to melt ice on a blacktop driveway to minimize damage to the surface? Again, there's so many.
That Safe Step product would probably be good. Again, the salt is a corrosive product, or the
thing we pour all over our streets every time it snows.
Which is why your garage floor looks the way it likely does.
You know what's amazing to me? My house was built in 1940.
Yeah.
It's obvious that it was never redone, my garage floor. I don't have any pitting in it. I have cracks and heaves, but no pitting. I don't know if it's because my driveway is really long, so that salt has a chance to get off of my car, or...
I don't remember how old is your house?
1940, so it's old.
Yeah, could be the quality of the concrete.
Because I had a house in Appleton from the 80s, and that whole thing was just a disaster.
Because we went through a time where there was an additive they put in concrete. It's called chert.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it made it cure quicker or something. I'm not 100% sure on it. So if people know about that, I might be way off on that. But I remember people ordering chert-free concrete. And so I don't know if that contributed to that.
So maybe it's just a better concrete back in the 40s.
Back in the days. Because now you think about it, mine doesn't have much of the spalling either. And mine, I don't know how old mine is. The house is from 27. The garage, and mine was expanded. So, but the original floor, but you're right, it has a lot of big cracks in it.
Right.
But not much spalling. So it could be a concrete quality issue. I'm not sure.
There you go. Back when I was a kid, they had better cement.
Way back. Yeah.
The Old National Bank Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. Keep the questions coming. We love the interaction. It is the Fix It Show on WTMJ.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. If you've got water in your house, you need Guthrie and Fry. We've got their water softener. We get their salt delivery. We've got reverse osmosis that protects the water in our house. They've got the best people. They've got the best products. It's Guthrie and Fry. They treat their clients like their family. I feel that every time they're in our house, you need Guthrie and Fry. Fixed rental rates, convenient salt delivery programs. It's gfwater.com.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
What if you could build a six-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a six-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author and star in a new Hollywood documentary called The Baby Boomer Dilemma. In this film, economists and Nobel Prize-winning PhDs share a strange concept I call the retirement discount. It gives you more retirement income with the same dollars saved, and your money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even people who are on track have shifted shifted money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money, call to get a free copy of this brand new movie, The Baby Boomer Dilemma, at 800-648-0303. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you'll get it completely free, plus 2 hours of bonus behind-the-scenes footage. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call right now, 1-800-648-0303. That's 1-800-648-0303, 1-800-648-0303.
It costs individuals nothing to receive help from Great Lakes Adult and Teen Challenge. They're celebrating 40 years of bringing hope and second chances to those with addiction. Great Lakes Adult and Teen Challenge operates solely on private donations. Cars, boats, motorcycles, and real estate have helped many through the vehicle donation program. Find out how you can donate and help a young person in desperate need. Call Great Lakes Adult and Teen Challenge, 414-748-HOPE. That's 414-748-HOPE.
Join the Brewers at the all-new Winter Warm-Up Fan Event Saturday, January 13th. See your favorite Brewers player in a fun-filled live show and get early access to purchase opening day tickets. Don't miss out on the fun. Get tickets at brewers.com/Winter Warm-Up.
Hey there, Eric Bilstad for Tri-County Contracting. Yes, I know it's the winter time, but the time is now to be thinking about next spring and your roof. Don't forget, Tri-County Contracting has the worry-free roof tune-up. You can schedule it now. Get it on the books. Make sure your roof is good to go next spring. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com is the website, or call 262-679-6100. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. That's Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
If it needs fixing, we can help. It's the Fix It Show on WTMJ.
Good morning to you. The Old National Bank Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. I'm Dayton Kane. That's David Nason. You can find him at bestinspectionsllc.com. We do have a question here. It says, I have Tom Faze's book. We've been talking about how to operate your home. It's 145 pages. Is that the most current one? And please repeat where the book is available.
Right. So the 145-page one is probably the standard version, the one you have in your hand there.
This one's 299
Yeah, that's
pages.
the professional version.
Okay.
The professional version is blue at the top. It says how to operate your home, and then the rest of it's white with the
little
colorful house on it. The standard version was typically blue, and it's thinner, obviously.
Right.
You may still be able to get them online on Amazon. I know they were available there, but again, it's all coming down to printing costs.
Sure.
So, but you can get some through me. I don't just sell the books. I give them as part of a home inspection.
Yeah, that's how I got mine.
So it makes the book a little more expensive, but you get a lot of service.
Yes.
Along with it.
Yes. Somebody said they're asking again, can you put sand on a blacktop?
Absolutely.
I would think so. Yeah, you could use sand on a blacktop
The gentleman
driveway.
who was calling, he has a blacktop driveway. And he was talking about sand, so absolutely.
In the mid-'90s, I had a new driveway put in to replace asphalt. The contractor gave 5 gallons of a product called TIA. It still looks new, like new concrete today. You ever heard of TIAA?
No. Well, maybe, but I don't know what the letters stand for. But we could Google it and find that out.
Okay. All right.
We'll do that at the next commercial.
So when you look at this book from Tom, let's go back to that. Literally, is there anything you found that's not in here when it comes to fixing a home, like that you go, oh, I don't know about that, and you look in the book and go, oh, it's not even in Tom's book.
You know, they possibly when it comes to really old stuff, in a 150-year-old home in the city of Milwaukee, and what it probably has, it may not discuss exactly in there about like an old water valve or something, an underfloor plumbing that we see sometimes in really old houses, where we have what's called a trapped floor drain, different than a Palmer valve. It's literally a floor drain that's about 12 to maybe 16 inches in diameter, and inside it there's a pipe that has an elbow that turns down, and so as this floor drain fills up, the water fills into that pipe and then drains out. Many times that elbow's rusted off or broken off. really not any way you can fix that.
Except tear up the floor.
Yeah, exact same thing with a Palmer valve. When they're completely rusted shut, stuck shut, or broken off, there's no repair for that. It's opening up the floor. If your Palmer valve is completely shot or something, really it should be abandoned, and then you put a sump crock in the corner. Some of the old, really, really old stuff is probably not.
We were having a conversation at work yesterday that houses are like snowflakes. Like there's no two houses. Even if the same builder built the same house with the same plans, that house is different than the one that's sitting right next to it because of where it's located on the land, how it's. I mean, there's so many things that make a house what it is.
Right, and older houses. Even you go through some streets in Milwaukee, and you drive down the street, and it's just all these ranches.
Yeah,
and they're literally almost identical, maybe siding's a little bit different or something. So what it comes down to, too, is how well somebody's taking care of the house.
Yeah.
And if they've done any improvements to it, how well they did the improvements. Did they do it themselves? Did they hire a licensed contractor? Which, by the way, the only two people in the state of Wisconsin who can take out a building permit on your house is a licensed contractor and you, if you live in the house. If you own a duplex as a investment property, you cannot take a building permit out on that duplex if you don't live in one of the units.
The contractor has to do it.
Contractor has to.
And by the way, if a contractor is working on your house, make them pull the permit because they're responsible for the work at that point, not you.
And quite literally, almost everything you do on your house today, like short of painting, wallpaper, switching out a faucet, some little things like that.
Any major work.
Any kind of remodeling work, roofing, siding even.
Windows.
That's probably going to require a permit. So you should check first.
And it's different for each municipality, so you need to know the rules and make sure you're doing it right. Because if an inspector comes by and sees you doing something and it's not permitted and it's supposed to be, you'll get a fine and you'll get in trouble for it.
Yeah, it's usually very easy to go on a website and check that. So
855-616-1620, the Old National Bank talk and text line. It is the Fix It Show. One segment coming up left, and then we get into the Fox World Travel Show with Rose Gray. Thanks for listening to WTMJ this morning.
Vince Vitrano here from Wisconsin's Morning News, reminding you to subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News podcast. We update it every day with every segment, every interview, and every bit we do on the show. Wait, we don't do bits on the show.
If my intelligence is artificial, then why am I smarter than you?
Absolutely boat race.
Let's go. Come on, let's go.
All right, maybe we do some bits.
F you.
Subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News podcast wherever you get your podcasts or listen live on WTMJ.com.
Hi, I'm Susan Hiller with Hiller Ford. This is a fun time of year and a great time to get a new Ford from Hiller Ford. We have a huge selection of full-size Broncos and SUVs. The 2023 Bronco Sports, Escapes, Explorers, and even the 2024 Edge have super low 66-month Ford financing of just 1.9%. And that comes with factory rebates up to $3,500. Check out all the great deals at Hiller Ford today. From our family to yours, happy holidays.
Honey, you're dusting again?
I can't keep up. It's crazy.
I don't want you to have to do that.
I hate it so much.
We need to call Capital.
What do?
They clean your ducts with high-powered trucks.
That cuts the dust?
Cuts the dust.
Because our air is only going to get worse?
Now that our windows are closed for the season, yeah.
And the holidays are coming?
We don't want everybody sneezing all over the place. I'll call them.
Already got it.
Oh.
Yeah, Capital, please save us.
Our duct cleaning technicians are standing by
to get you ready for the holidays
and save you time and trouble. And kerosene. That's right. Cut the dust
and breathe cleaner air.
Capital does over 1,000 duct cleanings every year.
Yeah, now's the perfect time to get your ducts clean
before Capital's holiday rush starts.
Let Capital Heating, Cooling, and Electric save your holidays and clean your ducts today. Schedule online at callcapitalcares.com.
Hi everybody, this is Susan Hiller from Hiller Ford on Highway 100 in Franklin. As we celebrate the holidays and close out the year, I would like to thank all of our customers and friends who have been so loyal to us. It's been our pleasure to serve you. Our plan and our goal is to continue providing you with the highest quality of service for many years to come. I, along with the entire Hiller Ford family, wish you and your family joy, peace, and love this holiday season and throughout the year. Happy holidays!
Siding Unlimited. Named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited. 3-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
It's the last resort that comes with a grueling and painful recovery. And from what I've been told, it never really feels quite natural. A total knee replacement may make the pain you're living with eventually go away, but it opens up a Pandora's box of other possible issues. And that's why surgeons who really do care will tell you that it's a last resort. There are other surgeons who cry,
"Replace! Replace!"
But the physicians you'll find at Rejuvenex are primarily concerned with relief. And you may find out that the relief we give you helps so much so that you may not need to get that total knee replacement. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics. Our FDA-approved pain treatments aid inflammation and lubricate your joints. And in most cases, insurance has been shown to cover the costs. At Rejuvenex, we can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Like a user's manual on the radio, it's the Fix-It Show on WTMJ.
Fix It Show sponsored by Siding Unlimited and J&B Construction. Need to say hi to Steve Edwards, who's listening up in Oshkosh. A friend of mine must be listening. He says he's on the stream. So there's many ways you can listen. You can listen at 620 on your AM dial. You can listen on our website, WTMJ.com, on the app. It's everywhere. You can actually see us online at this point as well. So
hi, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm waving.
I say don't watch that. Just listen. Much better. Question here. It says, reaching out with your question. Oh, wait. I'm reading yours here.
Yeah.
Need to have my driveway blacktopped again. Why is black the only color option? I apologize if this is a stupid question. So asphalt is one of the main things in crude oil, which is black in color.
Petroleum-based,
So which is why most of it. There are companies out there that will color instead of black, but it costs quite a bit to do it. So
yeah, I've seen green concrete or asphalt.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen green.
Like playgrounds or something.
I've seen blue.
Yeah.
So it can be done.
Yeah.
It's just an additive that needs to go in that costs extra to do it. So.
And by the way, thank you for texting. There is not a stupid question.
No, never a stupid question.
My opinion, it's the one that you don't ask.
Right.
So I tell people on my inspections and all the time, ask any question you think of. And if I don't know the answer, which, again, I don't claim to know everything, but and when it comes to houses, you're mentioning houses are all different.
Yeah.
And that is the thing. And when I go to a house to inspect it, I've never seen that house before, but the systems are all generally the same. And so I'm an inspector. I'm also a little bit of an investigator. So we're always, oh, hey, look at this, look at that. And then I get the question, why did they do that? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Sometimes it comes down to money.
The reason they ask it says it's hot on my pet's feet and my kids' feet. Yeah, it is. So. All right, let's go to Pam in Greenfield. Good morning. Thanks for calling. What's your question?
I have a duplex bedroom upstairs, the shower. After I use it and I turn it off, I hear water running. I check against the walls to see if they're soft or anything, but I don't see any water spots. But I just hear water running.
Water running. Is it dripping out of the shower head still?
No. It just seems like I hear it within the pipes, or I hear something in the pipes, and I go in the closet where the pipes would be. There's no water spots.
Yeah, if it was running,
I don't know.
If you had a leak and it was still running because there's a leak, you would obviously see water somewhere coming out somewhere. Even if it's going into the walls, it's going to come out of the walls at some point. And so you'd be seeing, even if it went all the way down to the basement, you're going to see water somewhere. And so that's why I was asking if the shower head's dripping, because sometimes you're turning the water off at the valve, which is down low in the wall, but the shower head is up high, and sometimes there's still a little bit of pressure that can push some water out of that shower head until it drains completely.
Yeah, but if it's not dripping.
But if it's still running, but I can't. There's no other fixture in the house that's water's turned on?
No. No.
Well, Pam, you stumped us right at the end of the show.
Yeah, I don't know. Milestone Plumbing in Wauwatosa is a company. I know the owner. They do a great job. Would recommend them and have them come out and take a look for you. See if they can figure out what's happening.
Okay.
All right. We're going to really quickly end the show with our final, what do you call this, fortune cookie. 2024, Pam, here it comes. You ready?
I'm ready.
All the answers you need are right there in front of you. That's ironic based on what we just said.
We didn't give you an answer.
Perfect way to end the show. We thank you for listening, Pam. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Bye. Well, there you go. The answer is called Milestone Plumbing.
Yes,
the answer.
right.
So, well, you're here next week?
I am.
Kicking off the new year next week. So we do it every week.
See you next year.
7 to 9. Yeah, see you next year. Enjoy your New Year's Eve.
Thanks, you too. Be safe, everybody.
Rose Gray and the Fox World Travel Show coming in next. Thanks for listening to WTMJ.
This has been The Fix-It Show on WTMJ. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the hosts or guests and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. With the weather getting colder, our prices get even hotter. And at our showroom, you'll see all the top brands of lighting and ceiling fans, such as Visual Comfort, Monte Carlo, and more. Our new in-store visual technology will allow you to find every light and fan from every major brand, including their price and description. And our prices are always the lowest. I guarantee it. If it's lampshades or repairs you need, we do all that too. There's something for everyone at BBC, including fun for Dad and the kids, and our famous free popcorn.